Good morning, and you're welcome to my intentional parenting journey. And we're here with our guest. Our guest is finding it a little bit difficult to navigate, but I'm sure she's going to be here in no time. If you can see me, you can hear me. Let me see your comment right in the comment section that you can see and hear me. Hello, Grace. You are in the building. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, Grace. Can you hear me? Alrighty, while we wait for our guests to get it, going with her network and also her tech. I'm happy to have you this morning, and you're welcome. Who can see me? Who can hear me? Let me see your comment right in the comment section that you can see and hear me. Can you see my fine face? Don't get upset. My face is fine. Alrighty, so this is my intentional parenting journey, and we have a guest. She's battling to be in here. But hey, before our guest comes in, I'm seeing a lot of, I see an incoming yada saying she's not a yada. No, 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 no. You are not a yada yet, oh. That name has a lot of weight. You don't answer that name just on the street. There is a baptism that happens. And until that baptism happens on the first, then you won't really understand it in full flesh. All right? Can you hear me, Grace? Now you're welcome. Hello, ma'am. Are you using an external mic? Are you using an earpiece?
Good morning, coach. I can't hear you at all.
Wow. Okay. I think our network is giving us a lot of issues. All right. Dr. Celestina, I think you should school Lezebune about this name, Yada. It's not by like that. Alrighty. Thank you so much. All right. Anytime I say the alrighty, right? 2 days ago, I told you about a 1 year old who was asked who says alrighty, and she said Wendy. And I'm like, oh my goodness, where his father was carrying him. That video made my day. I can't stop talking about it. So every time I say alrighty, I remember that little boy and how it is that that's the only thing he picked from me when he hears me talk. And that's when I actually realized that I say that. Omo. Hello, Grace. Can you hear me now?
I still can't hear you.
Okay, so can you speak in the comment section? Let's see if people can hear you. Um, can you check your audio, please? Let's see if people in the comment can hear you. All right, did anybody hear Grace? I can hear the guest. So you
Still
can be
can't
heard.
hear you.
Oh, wow. So I don't know how we're going to communicate. So people can hear you, I can
Oh,
hear you, but you can't hear me. So I think it's a whole lot of tech back and forth. Please forgive us. Please extend grace. Thank you so much. Hello, Pastor Kyle Martins. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for being here. I see you, Freedom Madu, Afo Machuku, Barrister, Ikobayo, Magistrate. I see you, Ma. Vera, Dr. Celestina Yusuf. I see you. So while I was seated yesterday, Father sent me a text and said to me, I want to specifically thank God for you. And I said, what happened? He said, my wife introduced me to TIP. I'm an incoming father yada. And it's just been a few days, but I've been so impacted. And I just want to say thank you. I was going to go to sleep and I saw that text, and oh my God. And that was it. If you're a father, you know that there is something about you, right? In the inner circle. I love the other fathers a lot. Grace, can you hear me now?
Can't hear you, coach. I can't hear anything.
Can you try another device? Augustine, please, can you call her?
Mm,
Please, let her try another device if she can.
I can't hear you at all.
But you can see my chat. Just check my chat. All right. I guess that she's going to do that. All right. So yes. So I was talking about the father who sent me, and then as if that was not enough. That's how we say it in church. Shares testimony like that. So as if that was not enough, another father all the way from Ghana sent me a chat and said to me, I want you to specifically thank my wife. And I was like, okay, why? And it says, because my life has been changed. I was like, did they do bagam bagam for these fathers yesterday? All right. And it was just so heartwarming. And it is me calling the fathers in the beauty, right? And to tell them that you are appreciated, you're valued. We want you in the yard. We like you in that space. We want you to lead. And I'm having a conversation with one of the fathers yesterday in a session, in a one-on-one session, and he said, Coach, what do I do? My wife just wants me to just be in there. And I say, we just want you to lead. That's all. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, coach.
Awesome.
I'm
Your
so
audio was not
sorry.
connected. Yes, that's fine. That's okay. Thank you so much for doing this. Grace Omotoso is in the building, and she's going to be sharing with us on my intentional parenting journey. And today, she's going to be sharing that journey with us. I'm very eager to listen to Grace. All right. I follow Grace on social media as well, and she's a prolific writer. She's a great brand strategist. She's a content creator. And most of the times when she writes, I'm like, oh, nice, wow. So I'm one of those people, right, who are blessed to have people where at the places, different kind of places, learning from me, and it's such an honor. Thank you so much for being here, Grace. And over to you. I'm going to ask you, how did you get in contact with the inner circle? How did you get in contact with being here? How long did it take you to get here? Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, coach. I appreciate this opportunity to share my journey. Okay, I have cold, so my voice will be a bit cracky, but we'll be fine. Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity to share my journey. So I stumbled on the flyer for Inner Circle in June 2022. The flyer for sex educates your child like a pro.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that flyer in a group, my church group for parents, and when I saw the flyer, I was like, yes, yes, this is what I need. Because before then, I had been looking for a group or probably a community of parents where we are able to share our fears, our challenges, and share how parenting. Do you understand? Get ideas on how to parent. I really wanted such a group. I looked out and there was none. So when I saw that flyer, sex ed, I was like, oh, I didn't even know about Coach Wendy. I had never met Coach Wendy. I saw the flyer, I was like, oh, this is what I want. Even though my children were 7 and 9 at the time, I knew I needed to start early. I knew I didn't have to wait till when they got to teenage years. So when I saw that, I was like, no, this is what I wanted. So I kept postponing, and I saw it one day. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I saw this flyer again on I think on WhatsApp or Facebook. I saw the flyer. I was like, no, I have to pay for this now. I cannot procrastinate. I've seen this like twice, and this is the third time. If I miss it now, I may miss out. And I just paid immediately at that 3 a.m. And that was the best decision I've ever made in a long time. In fact,
Mm,
every day I blessed the day I stumbled on Coach Wendy. I blessed the person who shared the flyer, even though
mm.
to I don't know who exactly shared the flyer, but every day I wake up and I bless the person. So that is how I stumbled on, because I've always wanted to parent differently. I didn't find any group. I didn't know how, and I was already having this fear, like, "Ah, ah, how do I do it when my children get to this age? So when I got Coach Wendy, I held on like my life depended on it. So that's actually how. And after the sex educate your child like a pro, I was like, yes, yes, this is it. So
Amazing, amazing. So yes, we have Grace Omotoso right in the building, and when Grace was sharing about how she got it, sometimes you wake up, all right, you wake up and see some people making payments at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 12 midnight. Some of them will even say, answer me at 12 midnight. The team will say, ma, people don't sleep with the whole TIP system. All right. And anytime that I hear it, I'm like, now I see people like Grace that will pay at 3 a.m. Thank you so much for sharing me. It does. And Grace also shared something. She said, I saw the flyer. Somebody shared it. There's something that I say to inner circle parents, and parents all the time. You don't know who you're going to be saving. You don't know who needs that thing you're sharing. Life is dependent on it. I remember that yesterday, a particular incoming year that shared with me an introductory message. And she said, I watched two of my colleagues and I saw their lives transform in my face. And I saw their families transform. Nobody told me to ask, what is it that's happening? And that's how I got into the inner circle. You become the gospel, you share it and you become it. So when people see you, they're like, what is it that you're doing differently? So great, share with me. So you've been in the inner circle since that this is, your like this is the 12th month. Tell me what has happened in the last 12 months to your personal life,
okay,
to your marriage, and to your children.
okay. When I joined the inner circle, I joined for my children, but I
Mm,
actually got a shocker that I joined for myself, because the inner circle has made me grow. The inner circle, I used to think I had it like I had some, how will I say it? I knew some things, but when I got into the inner circle actually made me a better person. I am now more confident, more self-aware. I have always been in the professional environment, and I'm someone that would want to hide behind, like stay
mm,
behind, and people would have to get close to me for a while for say, oh, this is so intelligent, but you know until you get close to her. Can you imagine priding in that kind of nonsense? Like Coach Wendy will say, like, when you get close to me, you know that I'm not. Do you understand? No. Inner circle made me more self-aware. I knew I had a lot in me, but I was not self-aware. I didn't really appreciate the person who I am. Um,
mm,
in aspect had made me more intentional, not just in parenting, but in everything. In
mm,
everything I do in life now, I am intentional. Like I want to speak, I'm intentional. I want to take an action, I'm intentional at work, at home. Then even in parenting, I want to speak with my children, I'm intentional. My children say something and I think through it before I answer. It has
mm,
changed every aspect of my life. So in I joined in December, and in April, I got my an international certification, which On a normal day, I would have procrastinated. How many years I have procrastinated before I got this international certification? But I sat down. I do it when I think back. I'm like, how did I get this determination? Like, I just tell myself, no, you have to do it now. You have to do it now. Those your webinars are brain resetting. And when I look back, I'm like, in 4 months, I studied, I did the exam, I passed. I'm like, whoa, I am actually no longer the person I used to be. I used to have that fear, like, oh, my child, um, how will I parent my child? Oh, will I do the right things? When my like Coach Wendy used to say, when your child lies, you say is you just flip. You flip not because the child lied. You flip because you are scared. Like, oh, you want to become a thief? Oh, you mean in this family you want to disgrace me? That was the kind of person I was. Like, imagine I just you understand, think of like 10 different things that could have happened, but no, inner circle has given me peace. I've always been a quiet person, but I got to know that quietness is not peace. So even in turmoil, even when it seems like, oh, everywhere is rowdy, the children are everywhere, I have this peace. I know all I need to do is to sit down, go back to the drawing board and say, what can I do? So I call inner circle my pavilion of peace. That is what inner circle is to me. Then for my office, my at work, I got this year, I got I was moved up to a higher role, and that's because of who I have now become. I have so I'm no longer the person that will just sit at the back and say, oh, let me not talk. Oh, when they say, oh, who has something to say, and I'll say, let someone else say it. I'll have something in my mind like, let's no, I'm no longer that person that keeps or holds back and say, let other people say it. Or when I talk now, they think I know too much. No, I would speak. Yes, Coach Wendy, I would speak and say, no, this is what I think. And that really puts me in a good light. Like, Grace is actually intelligent. Grace has lots of, you understand, stuff, good ideas. And I got into a higher role. And when I got into the higher role, I was not flustered. Like, I entered the role like the role was, I don't know, waiting for me. Or when you get into your new role and you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do now? Oh, how do I manage this? No, I stepped into that role like the role was already made for me, waiting for me.
Stepping
I
like
had
an
acquired
underdog
skills.
Kenyatta.
Yes. I had acquired skills to sit down and embody the role. Like, okay, what exactly am I meant to focus on? Like,
That's it.
I can imagine myself getting into that role last year. I would have been flustered, like, hey, 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 this role, oh, how do I do it? No, I got into it and I'm doing well. And I'm doing well. And I thank the International Parents Academy for this. I thank you. The inner circle is amazing. It's a life transformer, really. It's a life transformer. Um, Even for my team members. So when some other people are having meetings, like we need to meet our target, we need to do this, we need I I go beyond that. I look at improving the soft skills of my team members because I know when their soft skills are improved, it reflects on the job. And they also understand that you have their interest at heart. So they if putting more effort in making you understand doing the job than hammering and say, you not met your target, you are not doing well. No, I instead focus on what you need to do. What attitude do you need to build? What skills do you need to build to do well? And it's working. Recently in my team, I had for like 2 months, I had a serious issue at work. Very serious issue. Thank God for emotional intelligence, which I had learned last year and this year. I was calm.
Mm.
It was a lot. It took a lot from me, but I was intentional about not allowing it affect my team. If this had happened last year, everybody would have collected, because I was like, no, I just came to this thing. People now brought all this upon me. So in fact, I should have said where I am. No, in fact, someone even asked me. She was like, I'm sure in your mind you'll be saying, why did they move me to this role? I said, no, I've never thought about it. We will
Mm.
go through the challenge and we will come out
That's
of
it.
it. And we came
That's
out of it. So for me, emotional intelligence is one of my biggest wins in a emotional intelligence. Being able to name what I feel part time. If that was it for me, coach, in that emotional intelligence class, being able to name, helping me to get of the right vocabulary to express how I feel and communicate effectively. If I don't remember any other thing in that emotional intelligence class, I remember that. So, so I now understand that sometimes you need to be able to communicate and not just communicate, use the right words, express how you feel. People can now understand you better. You are more articulate, you are more precise, you know exactly what is worrying you, and you know exactly how to communicate it. Before now, when I'm under pressure or I'm so upset, I would I would start crying. Like, do you understand? I would be, but now, no. I would sit down and say, okay, this is what happened. How analyze. I used to analyze before now, but now the analysis has gone to another level. So I don't do things anyhow. Now I spend money on books. I buy books for my children, and I don't see it as a waste. Waste how? Puzzles, games, I budget for them. Then, coach, creating my family values, our family values was a game changer. It was a game changer. Now, there's some things I don't need to talk about too much. So, I think maybe my daughter or my son sees someone dressed up in a way, setting, and like, see how this person, and like, would you like to dress in this way? And he's like, my son or my daughter, like, and no, it's not modest, because modesty is part of our values. So we are nice. We're like, okay, look at this kind of dressing. Is it modest? Yeah, no, 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 it's not. So there's not too much fights. You already know that modesty is part of our family values. And it's not just written down. We have gone through it, we have internalized it, use examples, use role plays as we go. So they now know that it is not acceptable. You need to do good, but if it's not within the modesty range, then it's not for us. My media plan for my family, creating our media plan was also a game changer. So my children know, oh, these games, I cannot play this kind of games. In fact, I took out screen time with the support of my husband because he has to support. I took out screen time for, okay, I brought it back for 1 month. I said, no, 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 no. That was early this year. We need to get it right to a point. In fact, I'm trying to bring it back like in December, and we are already discussing about it with the children. We're already telling them, okay, we already have a kind of structure, and I need to see that you guys can keep to this structure. You can be disciplined enough. And I'm not saying I will not bring back zero. And in fact, they don't disturb me about bringing it back really. But I think it's already due, and it's not by keeping our screen time eternally or forever. We have to bring it back at a point, which we are trying to bring back. But I'm also trying to see and engaging them in discussions to say, I want to see how well you children can be disciplined, can keep to structure, can keep to time, so that I know that once the TV is back on, when you need to do your homework, when it's not screen time, you can even put the TV off. And we are getting to that point. So that, in summary, what the inner circle have done for me, for my kids. Let me say, I am a very busy parent. I work um, 8 to 5. I'm a busy parent. So for parents or that are trying to join in this inner circle, I've already been in the inner circle. I say I'm busy. How do I cope? Don't worry, they are busier parents in the
Yes,
inner
so yes, so
circle.
that's the word. They are busier
Yes,
parents.
they are,
I love
they are
that word.
busier parents in the inner circle. But I've come to realize that in life, you prioritize what is important to you.
You choose your heart per
You
time.
choose your hard though. You choose your hard. And if you check well, there is time. There
Yes.
is time if you plan your time properly. I joined in December, and till today, my children say the Christmas holiday was their best ever. If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
when they talk about it, they're like, Mommy, hope you're going to give us
I was
the
talked about
same thing
Christmas
this Christmas.
holiday.
In fact, they never forget that Christmas holiday. It's not about the spending plenty money, or taking them to a hair school before people start thinking, oh, you now spend so much money. No, it was about the experience, intentional
That's
experience, daily. Because it was like a shocker to them. Like my son had to tell me, Mommy, I like what you're doing. And my son is a very quiet boy. So for him to come over, I was like, yes, 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 yes. I gave myself a pat. Inner circle has made me more empathic towards the kids, towards my children. So when they do something, I don't just go outrightly to condemn and say, why they know? Immediately I step back to say, are they their children? Did I make this error as a child? How can I correct so this does not happen again? How can I teach? So a child probably sweeps and did not sweep well. You cannot sweep. As old as you are, you cannot sweep. How? Have you taught the child? And if you say you taught the child yesterday, did you learn how to sweep in one day? How well have you taught the child? How many times have you taught? How many scenarios have you painted? Have you taught the child, oh, when you have to claim this area, you have to do it. In fact, do it and let the child see you. Make it look interesting. That when the child does it after a while, the child just does it well. So it has made inner circle has made me more empathic. I'm now more empathic towards the kids. I listen more. So coach has taught us about the active listening. Before now, when you're listening, you're on your phone. Okay, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I can hear, and my children are like, Mommy, I'm not listening. You're on the phone. Like, I'm listening now. But now, once my child says, and mommy, I say, okay, I drop the phone and I listen. I listen. That has been a game changer, because my children can come to me, oh, Mommy, I want to talk to you. Even when they don't say I want to talk to you, once they just say, Mommy, I just drop the phone and listen and engage in that conversation. And it's been a game changer. I am now more patient. Hey, I used to be patient to teach, especially to teach. So, um, for example, cooking. When my child was 7, when I joined the inner circle, and before that, she used to say, "Oh, mommy, I can do this thing. I can cook this. I can make someone like you are just 7. Make someone, please. I don't even want to waste time. I just came back from work. Let me just make this thing and go." But inner circle, once I remember Coach Wendy's voice, I like, no, I have to teach. Have to teach. A skilled child will weary you. Coach, that word. An unskilled child, sorry. An unskilled child we will weary you. That word rings in my head. I don't
Yes,
want
oh.
to be an unskilled child that will weary me when I'm older. I want to stretch my leg, cross my legs, and have children that would know what to
I'm
do.
poor.
Yes,
Yes.
so I'm up. So I took my time. When she starts turning the semo, I'm watching her. I'll tell myself, calm down. She will get it. She will get it. I say, okay, do it like this. Do it like this. But within few weeks, what is few weeks? In fact, I taught her like twice. She started making semo for the whole family, family of 4 at 7. No, in fact, whenever she says it, people like make semo. How do you make semo? She makes it well. I'm not talking of semo that you have a lump in it. Oh. She will make semo well, turn it for and pack it well for the whole family. We're a family of 4. So in inner circle has my son, my daughter, they will make toast bread. If you bring 10 loaves of bread, they will make it very well. They will in the morning on Saturday morning, they can make breakfast, make egg, fry egg. You understand? Those and I'm teaching them more, trying to inner circle has actually made me more patient because I used to I could not no, I don't have time, I don't have time. No, 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 no. No. Calm down. Inner circle has
Amazing.
also made me not to condemn.
Hmm.
I find every opportunity. I didn't. I wasn't one to condemn people before now, but it had taken it an extra. Inner circle had taken it an extra notch for me. Instead I find every opportunity to teach my children and create an opportunity to teach them. So when they make mistakes, I'm like, okay, why did they make this mistake? What that means that there's something I have probably not taught or have not taught this area. What do I need to teach them so they don't make this mistake? I don't see mistakes as um, uh,
Bad thing.
I don't see mistakes as a bad thing. Instead,
Hmm.
I see mistakes as an opportunity to correct. What about yelling, coach? Yelling. My yelling has dropped drastically. If I want to hear people yell, I have a neighbor that what she start yelling. And like, how is someone yell like this? I'm cringe.
Hmm.
I will cringe. Well, I used to be a yeller. Like maybe not a but once like when I enter into the house. You know that thing coach used to say once you enter into the house and the house is scattered. Hey, that was me. Once I entered into the house and the house is scattered, any other thing the children are telling me, I don't understand. From the door, I'm complaining, I'm nagging, the house is scattered. You guys know I don't like dirty house. Look at the place everywhere is scattered. This is not right. This is unfair. I've gone out since morning, come back to a dirty house. It's better I sleep in the office. But
Sorry.
now, thank you. Now, I go into the house, and even when the house is not as arranged, I'm able to tell them, children, but you know what you're supposed to do. Like, yes, mom, and there's peace. Everybody just goes to do their job. Okay, whose choice today? I'm like, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me. People go to. I'm not saying, let me point it out here. I'm not saying I am perfect. I am not saying my children are perfect.
They don't need to
There
be.
we are like, what is happening here? They are there, so but because I now know what I know, when they
Hmm.
do that, and I see that I want to yell, and I yell a bit. Sometimes I yell, so don't think I'm coming as a perfect person. Sometimes I yell, but the yelling has limits because I will just tell myself, full stop, hold it. Some,
Hmm.
sometimes my son would, I don't know if he chooses those days. He would, from maybe when I come back from work, he would just want to do things that annoy me, say things, oh, like do this, and you're like, no. Sometimes I just tell myself, okay, this is one of those days.
Mm.
Um, and the
Amazing.
the next day, this boy, when I tell him that I didn't like what he did yesterday, like, Mama, what did I do? And the next day, he's so cool and everything and collected and back to normal. Like, what happened yesterday? So if I had just blown up everywhere, I would have just spoiled everything now. Do you understand? Inner circle has reduced my yelling. It has made me more intentional because it's not as if I don't do sometimes I don't maybe almost cross the line or sometimes even cross the line. But I'm able to call myself back and say, no, you have done it wrong here. And I'm able to even apologize. Ha! Coach, how will an African parent apologize to their children? How? Hmm. Before I met you, apologize, Ke. You just cover up and you understand, you can just pay the child. You understand, buy something. No, I will call myself, I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. I shouldn't have yelled. I I was telling myself, is this me? And it's actually a game changer. As in, it helps. I could see that it helps to, like, I don't know what it does to the children. Like, it helps them come closer. It helps you connect. It helps them trust you.
Amazing, amazing. And
Yes,
of course,
yes,
when as Grace is sharing her journey, every inner circle parent feels this way, right? Where you're just remembering things and they're just popping off your head. You're like, which one will I say? Is it this one? Is it you're just going on and on and on? And you agree with me that there is no Yada who has come here to share. I've never heard Grace share about how she got into the inner circle. I've never heard her, talk about, I know a few of her testimony that she has shared in the yard. I've never really heard her talk about, all of this, pointers. She said something that was very intriguing for me. She said it was the sense of urgency the inner circle gave her. The sense of urgency. They see life is not waiting for anybody. Things that are procrastinated for, all right, for the past how many years, I am now here, doing them just because there's just something that happened to you in the inner circle. You see yourself few days and you're carrying a book and you're reading. For those of you who say I don't read book, I don't know how to read, hey, and all of that, I say you will be all right. Inner circle, you will be all right, very, very all right. And then, and she said, the inner circle has given me peace. She said, I'm a very quiet person. Quiet in all sense of it. But, she said, I heard that quietness is not peaceful. Guys, you can be quiet and your soul is in turmoil. I have seen it. You can be quiet and your soul, as in your whole body, your children just do something. One line, you just flip. You don't even know when you flip. You are you're just everywhere. Hey, but you're a very quiet person, according to you. And you're a very peaceful person. That's not peace. We're going to show you what it is that peace is. There's something that I said. That's the word that was given when TIP was birthed. I help parents to parent with peace and calm. Even if you're a noisy person like me, and I enter the room, I can be the life of a party. If you know, you know. We just enter the room and everybody's bubbling and popping, right? And, we enter the room and everywhere it's, but there's a peace. When the Bible talks about peace that passeth all understanding, you are things are falling over. And she said, I had an issue at work. If it had happened before I joined the inner circle, I would have been everywhere. Peace that people are looking at you and they are wondering, are you normal? You become unnormal. That's the word. you know Sometimes I come out to teach in the inner circle. Maybe something tragic had happened to me. I remember at this time last year I had just lost, I think it was my uncle. and one of my favorite uncles. And of course, he made it even harder that he's been in politics for years, for over 60 years, my mom's older brother. And of course, he was everywhere. His pictures were everywhere. You know, I just open social media, I see him, Professor John DeBioso. I just open, oh, condolences, bro. So it was just everywhere. It was a whole lot of emotions for us, in the family. And that's when I realized that, seeing the loved ones, everywhere when they die and all of that can be a lot. But you know what? I was able to put all of that together, and I was teaching that morning to the parents in the inner circle. I said, it does not mean that there is everywhere is okay. Things are happening, but you are in a state of calm. It's something you contact to. Is something, is a skill that you build. Is a skill that you build. I remember the morning that I had watched my closest friend in uni, die. I remember that morning vividly. And one of the things that I remember is peace as a skill. It's not that you're not going to have issues, oh. So that those of you who are listening to Grace, who are wondering, are you now saying that your life is now perfect? Are you not saying that once you enter the inner circle, your children become perfect? No. So I was preparing the induction for Inner Circle 2022 yesterday. Omo, if you enter that induction and come out no burnt, you don't say no be me. Wait for it, the others. I'm coming for you. And I saw something struck me. And I said, children are not something to be molded. They are people to be unfolded. So it's not about molding them. So we come with the sense that we want to mold our children. Like, I don't get it. A child that is created by the Almighty. And I want to mold. No, they are a free human being to be unfolded. It is in the unfolding. Hey, hey, that's what it is. That's what happens. Right? When you get into the induction, so they are waiting patiently. 1st of December. When you're done with induction, then you will know that you have entered the inner circle in truths and in truths. All right? And that's one of the things that I love about the yard. It's not about perfection, right? It's not about perfection, it is about the journey. So there is emphasis on your process. It is not about your results. So you see us share a lot about the process that got us where we are than about the end result, because it's a journey, and we don't settle in success. Then we don't settle in success. We keep going. We're going. We're moving. The real yarders they've cut it. Let's move. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Grace Omotoso is in the building. She's sharing with us what the inner circle has done for her, right? And and one of the things that the inner circle does for you is that you choose your heart per time. Life is already hard, eh? Choose your heart. If you don't choose your heart, you just kill yourself. You just kill yourself. Right? And Ezebuna Ayo Yemi. Omo, your vibe is vibing as a new incoming yada. We see you, we're watching you. I hope you will pop after 1 month and 2. Waiting for you. Inner circle is not a spa, no be hypo. It is an experience. You get it, you experience it, and then you can share. Thank you so much for joining me. Right when you get tired of talking, Grace was saying something. You talk and talk. I tell the parents in the inner circle, you're an Endaboski preacher. It is when you get tired of talking. That's when you have just started making impact. Yeah. I'm sure the inner circle parents know what I'm talking about. When you are tired, that time you're tired, I've been talking. That's when the impact just started. Alrighty, so we're gonna get to the webinars of the day. Alright? Which will be your top 3 webinars, Grace, and why?
Okay, coach. Even though I still have a lot to share.
I can
Okay.
imagine.
Okay, before I go to my top three webinars, let me say that if you had invited me for this session last year, I'd have probably looked for an excuse
Mm,
I would have probably looked for an excuse. I would have been fluttered everywhere. Like, hey. But when immediately I was contacted to say you will do this, I just said yes, I will. Last year, that was not me. I would have thought about it. I would have probably had some sleepless nights. Okay, what do I say? How do I say it? No. My top three webinars would be teaching this webinar about teaching safety skills. Hmm.
mm,
Webinar changed my thoughts, my thinking. I used to be one that used to be scared. I didn't even know how scared I was. But my children said, at a point, my children would tell daddy instead of telling mom because the mom is always too scared. We want to walk on the street, probably just to the next house. Mommy will not allow. Mommy is always too scared. Will not tell mommy. But now my children can go houses away to buy things. My children, if I once I get to the mall to shop, sometimes we just stay in the car, myself and my husband. My children will go inside, buy what they need to buy, pay. People will be looking at them like, who are these children? My son is 10, my daughter is 8. We're looking at them like, who are these children? They will buy what they need to buy and come into the car. I will feeling like the Indaboski, like Coach Wendy would say. The second one is honor as a skill.
mm,
Hmm. Honor as a skill. And it changed my perspective. Even though I am not 90% there, I am still a work in progress, but it changed my perspective about a lot of things. It made me more intentional about honoring people, even my children. So before now, I would you have a birthday party and like, oh, happy birthday. Do you understand? But now I would know that, oh no, even if it's a small gift, and I don't just give the gift anyhow, I can
mm,
wrap it nicely and give to the person. And my children have caught that. So when it's their classmates' birthday or their schoolmates' birthday, like, mommy, they give me like 2 days notice. Mommy, so and so birthday is on this. What gift do we buy? And they
mm,
know that it's not about spending big money. It can just be chocolates. Chocolate of 500 or 700 or 1,000 naira that would wrap,
mm,
or something of 2,000 that would wrap. Do you understand? And give to the person. So they now understand, they are understanding how to honor people, appreciate people. The third one is solving family problems through effective communication. Hmm.
mm,
Then even though I'm still a work in progress too, I didn't used to communicate. If I once I'm really, really upset, I'll keep quiet. So you say, oh no, when I'm so angry, I don't talk. I don't talk. Maybe I need to trash out something with my husband, and I'm so upset, and he talks, and explains what I did, and I've told myself from the very beginning. I tell myself I will not say anything because if I say anything, I will explode. So I just hold on. He talks and talks and talks, and say, okay, look, I'm sorry, but I didn't say what's on my mind. I didn't express myself. But now maybe to express myself and put words to how I feel and why I feel that way and say it calmly. Do you understand, coach? So that's also creating a social roadmap for your Gen Z. In fact, that one is God. In fact, with that one helped me with mentorship for my kids. Oh, I ran. So my coach, my son is with Coach Ebuka in the Boys Academy. My daughter is with Coach Etima in the Girls Hub. I will not take chances. My son even went for camp. My son is very quiet, reserved. In fact, I used to be scared. This boy cannot cope. He cannot cope. He went to camp, coped. In the evening, he said, I will just cry. Once I cry, I'll clear my eyes. But the next day, he will continue. My son coped. In fact, when he came back from camp, He came back with all his things. You see all these things, we say, wow, people when go to school, they will come back with half things. Coach, when you gave us an example, which my son came back with everything and told me with pride. He was saying, I don't understand. See children throwing their things anyhow. Why do they do that? I'm like, son, it's because of what you know.
Mm,
It's because of what you know. There are some
mm,
things that happen in the I'll think sometimes I'll say, hey, babe, I'll tell my son, is it like this thing they're saying in the academy? He acts sometimes like he's uninterested. But when he comes back, maybe after some months, and say some things that Coach Ebuka said, like, hey, this boy is actually listening. No, don't kid yourself. These things are entering into his head.
mm,
So for mentorship, I don't joke with it. We have all booked for next year. I will not play because you cannot say everything yourself that you need to say. You need people, strategic people that would also help your children. And I
mm.
have understood that, and I'm not joking with that really. So those are my top webinars.
No longer
Uh,
top 10, it's now top 4, deep top 5. We have moved from top 3. That's how you know Yada's in the frontier. They move from top 3. They begin to go into top 4, top 5. Thank you so much for sharing that. Grace Omotoso is in the building and sharing her journey of being an intentional parent. There's something she mentioned in this last phase, and she talked about mentorship. Something that we are very emphatic about. Mentorship for you, mentorship for your kids, a system. For me, I say that mentorship is God's system to save you. Honestly speaking, if you understand it, then you will know, right? And most of these things is that when you get into the inner circle, like I was saying, a lot of people will say, what is it? Is it hype safe? Is it not honor? I can't really talk. What is hype? Are they not saying safety skill? Let me go and read how to be safe out there. It's not by that. It's not by like that. If you're an inner circle parent, you know that our dictionary there is it's not by like that inside the dictionary, right? It is not by like that. We have that in the dictionary. It's our own English. Please permit us. It's not by like that. There's so much more. All right. Research safety. I remember when we started teaching the safety webinar. We finish teaching the safety webinar, you come out and you realize that you've actually been that parent who is, you think that there's lion somewhere. There is no lion anywhere. In no day. The only lion we see on the street as an inner circle parent is the one of the tribe of Judah. That's the only one. There's no lion. You see them in the forest. When going in the forest. The safety skills was a it was a game changer for me as well. And I see a lot of middle class parents. I see a lot of parents who are climbing the ladder of life. The more you climb, the more these things get out of you, the more you are struggling, the more you are it just happens. It just happens. You do not even know, right? What as it happens. Okay, sorry about that. My charger. All right, you do not even know as it happens, and then you end up raising people who can try. You end up raising an unskilled child, you know. And because you're coming from a lot, you see all these, my children can never suffer. I suffered a lot. It's trauma, far. It's not because you suffered. Trauma. You need to deal with that suffering that you suffered. So that you do not pass it on. That suffering is a key part of your journey that must be sorted. Alrighty. So, and she also shared about so sorry. All right, so sorry about that. She also shared about honor as a skill. I don't know if there is anybody who listens to the webinar about honor as a skill and do not understand what honor means in the real sense. It shifts your mind. That class shifts your mind in all areas. And I'm not talking about honor, seeing people, not the way that you see. It's just like when I hear people teach empathy. So people teach their children empathy. They say they are teaching them empathy, they teach them pity. And that's why in our society today, you go out and you see a keke that have hit a Mercedes Benz. For every time that happens, the keke person feels that the Mercedes Benz have come to intimidate them. So all the association of keke people, have you ever seen that? All of them will rally round and blame the man with the Mercedes. The way we teach empathy is wrong. We teach sympathy, and it's about the poor. We teach pity. That's what we teach. Pity for the people who have less. So it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. So we've not been able to tap into that place. And that's why we think that for somebody who is rich, there's nothing you can do for the person. I have to do, the poor people. So we take our children to the less privileged homes and tell them we want to teach you empathy. No, you're teaching them pity. You teach them, just pity the people you're better than. I'm gonna that's a conversation. That's an inner circle conversation. It's going too deep. Let me not confuse you. We'll get there. And then she also shared about the system of mentorship. Let me say this here. You need mentors. Whoever your child, and all of the things that should work. It's a place of accountability. I've heard a lot of people say, all these things I can just be doing it myself. I can just must anybody. I'm not answering. I'm not answering anybody. Anybody after all. I have survived without being answerable. Very dangerous place to be. In fact, my husband, the governor, will always say, never marry anybody who is not accountable to anyone. Never ever. It is an error of the highest order. And it can, hey, Joe, if you're a single person listening to me, one of the criteria you must look out for when it comes to marrying someone is, who does this person reference? Who does this person answer to? And it is something that you teach your children from now. My children have been in mentorship system for years now. My son knows that if his mentor appears, the way he stands, like, are you joking? I don't understand. Like, the way my son stands. Our daughter has been mentored by a tetima for. There are things, there are conversations that at a time your children won't tell you, not because they don't want to tell you, but just because you are their parent. There is that thing, right? They can be as close to you as anything. But your children will not tell you everything at a certain level. Not because they are doing anything bad. No, it's because the table of influence changes at some point in life. And that's what I tell inner circle parents. You come from first floor. You are the most important person, but you no longer become the most influential. You come from first floor, and then you go to fourth floor. We call it the fourth floor parenting. I am on the fourth floor parenting. Trust me, in my fourth floor, my parenting partners are serious Ndaposki partners. And the fourth floor is a sweet place to be when you are prepared for it. It's at the fourth floor that you begin to fight. That's where you fight with your teenagers. That's why, because you are no longer as influential as you should be. And unfortunately, the person who is the most influential, number two, is another adult. And that other adult can be Naira Marley, can be Kim Kardashian, can be Bob Risky, can be anybody. So when to prepare for the fourth floor is not when you are in the fourth floor. You prepare for the fourth floor at creating a social roadmap. There is a roadmap for the fourth floor. If you don't create the roadmap for the fourth floor, when you get to the fourth floor, the struggle is real. So if you're a teen mom, you're getting into the inner circle, just note 10,000 lions are chasing you. So when we talk about 10,000 lions, this is the real explanation. So you're going to come wearing khaki. It's not a spa. It's not where you're taking photo shoot, yeah? You are coming ready because you are at war. You're going to be battle ready. Because already where you are, there is something happening there. And you need to actually fix it. Fixing it will take a while. Thank you again for sharing that great Omotoso. Thank you so much, ma'am. All right. Dr. Saracen has 18 parents have collected. Oh my goodness, these youngers. All right. So share with us your top three books in the inner circle.
Okay, my top three books will be Connect to Correct. That's the basis. That's the basis. How that helped me to connect more with my children. So every opportunity I see is used to connect, to bond with my children. Yelling to calm, yelling to calm. It's is a lifesaver. Yelling to calm is a lifesaver. So recently, in the morning, my husband is actively involved in helping the children in the morning for school, and I discovered that the yelling had increased again. Like these children were not moving. And like, what is happening? As an inner parent, inner circle parent, we don't sit down and mourn. We have to think, what can I do? So I sat down and said, what can I do? Then I remembered one of the points you raised in learning to calm that says the reward system. And I called my children. I said, we are going to have a meeting. I said, you know what? In the morning, when we are going to do a structure for morning, only morning, when you wake up, we did a structure for that morning. That morning, that timing was like 40 minutes before the school bus will come. We did a structure. We said there will be rewards. I spelled out the rewards. There will be points, and these points will come in form of cash at the end of the week, where you will save, right? I told them I'll give them. They already have money they save, but it was just here and there. Where you will save, and at the end of the year, you will have enough money to budget and buy what you want to buy. In fact, I don't make noise again. Oh. I don't hear any noise again. It has been peace. So they are telling themselves it is 6:40. By 6:40, we are supposed to be in the bathroom. Everybody runs to the bathroom. So I also told myself that I'll join them. So I'll be the hype woman. I'll join them and say, oh, it's 6:40, time for betting. Everybody runs into the bedroom. So it's not like fun. It's not like
Yeah.
fun, and that is already solved. So
Mm,
raising an independent thinking child with the third
mm,
one. Raising an independent thinking child. The tools, mistakes, failures, consequences, play, how to use them to teach the skills, cooking, shopping, safety skills, and so on. Coach, I will say this, that your books are like it re-emphasize what you teach in the inner circle. So
mm.
the things I read in your book are not things I have not heard, but they are re-emphasized, and I understand it better because I'm in inner circle. I'll say this for everyone. So when you read coach uh, book when you're in the inner circle, it's different from when you read it when you're outside. When you're inside, you get insight. In fact, when you
You,
join the TIP conference, in fact, you are not shaking. You are just
mm,
getting insights
mm,
in a different way. I'm like, hey, I pity those that are outside though. Ah God, I need to share this. So
mm,
more parents can join. Let them understand this thing.
mm.
So those are my top three books.
Amazing.
But in that
Amazing.
second,
Yeah, so top three books, Connect to Correct, From Yelling to Calm, and let me see if I have From Yelling to Calm here. For Yelling to Calm is a personal journey of mine. When you read it, you see my story. For Yelling to Calm, all right? You see my story right in there. Of course, Connect to Correct, we always do Connect to Correct, and then Raising an Independent Thinking Child. I like this book. I love this book. Forget. I like it as people like it. And when I wrote Raising the Emotionally Skilled Child, I just saw the book came out and I was like, this is it. This is it. And there's something that Grace said is that when you read the books outside of the inner circle, then there's another kind of insight. That's one of the things that you get in the inner circle. And really, when I'm sharing public webinars, right? Tuesday Live, conferences. I usually say that the inner circle parents interpret what I'm sharing differently. And it is not a lie. Trust me. There's just something about being in the inner circle. It just changes how you think. In fact, to the point that when you go to church, they are preaching, you're thinking differently. Like I said yesterday, you're not just praying any kind of prayer. Just there's something that just happens to you. All right. This morning we have a webinar at 10 for Inner Circle parents. Of course, if you're not in Inner Circle, wait for it. All right. Exclusive. All righty. So great. We're gonna be rounding off, and one of the things that I heard you say during this session is I have a lot of parents, all right, who is constantly saying, I don't have time. I don't have time. You said something. You said, if you really understand the concept of time, when you get into the inner circle, you will see why you have time. You will see how time, you will see that you have time. And she said something at the beginning. She said, I have procrastinated getting an international certification for my career. Being in the inner circle gave me the sense of urgency, made me see that I have time. See, you have time. Oh. It is I don't have time is the language of people who do not know how to manage their time. Honestly speaking, it's the language of people who are irresponsible with their time. I dare say, forgive me if that hits, in a way that you don't like, but that's the truth. So you find out that what we do with our time, oh God, I don't have time. Oh, there's no time to do this. There's no time. Check it really well. Are you doing what is essential? And like Coach Omalala taught us, in your season of life. Or are you just, are you in another person's season when you're supposed to be in your own season? Ask yourself that question. And maybe you're in another season, that's why you're scrambling. See, what you know will exempt you. What you know will transform you. What you know can actually take you off from what it is that should be happening to you. All right, so share with me, Ma. So the people who are sharing, oh, I have time, I don't have time, oh, how do I join? Are you sure I will be able to cope? This money, where am I going to, if I pay this money now, will it be worth my time and all of that? Over to you, ma'am.
have time.
Can you hear?
Like I said earlier, prioritize, you will prioritize what is important to you. And when you get into the inner circle, you will know that parenting is important. And I say that parenting is a lifestyle. It is just like you have it's a full-time job. It's not a part-time job. Just like you have your job, you go to work every day, you eat. That is what parenting is. And when you're at your job, you get skills, you go for trainings, you get
Mm,
skills. You don't just sit at your job and expect promotion and expect salary without doing the
yes.
work, without improving yourself. That is what parenting is. You don't just do parenting anyhow and say, oh, they say we should enter the one academy to just let me enter and hear what they are saying and pop out. No, it's not a lifestyle, it's a lifetime. In fact, God said until you are 18 years, it's a marathon. Like, keep going. When you get into the inner circle, you would understand and you would know that it's not something you just pick pick skills. Some people are coming in points. I will pick all the points in this inner circle. It will just carry me. It's a lie. Oh. Parenting is this, and when you get into inner circle, you would know, you would understand that. And I say, it's like saying, like the Bible said, I have set before choose life that you might have eternal life. In fact, inner self is not something that we should beg. Do you understand? And beg and join. No, it's good though. Hey, when you see what is happening around, you would know. And in fact, when you get into the inner circle, you will bless God. In fact, I have a friend that I just shared one of the flyers with. She was like, in fact, every day she thanks me. She'll send me more messages. God bless you. She has joined the inner circle immediately. Like, even I told myself, why did I take time if I even sent her this flyer? Like, God bless you. In fact, the inner circle is the place to be. If you are not, I've not seen any other place in the world, though. I've not seen. But inner circle transforms you. It's a place of becoming. Have you seen just one inner circle is not a course. But let me just say, have you seen one course or one training that changes your personal life, changes you at work, changes your children, changes your marriage, change everything about you? How? You will buy and buy and buy and buy thousands of courses. You will not get that transformation. But inner circle gives you in one. So I won't talk too much. If you have not booked for the inner circle, Biko, you have to borrow. I'm telling you. if you have to, when you get in, you will just keep thanking God. In fact, you'll be thanksgiving every day before you say your prayers. You say, thank God for this.
Thank you so much, Grace Omotoso. And those last words. If you find your way in inner circle, find your way. And like you said, I'm a consumer of knowledge, right? I am a learner. I love to learn. I haven't seen. If you see that course that transforms you in the way that the inner circle does, just point me to it. I have seen people come to me and say, Coach, I paid for a career development course. People who live abroad and all of that. Somebody said I spent £6,000. And what I have gotten in the inner circle, I didn't even get 1/10, of it in that course. I know she shared screenshots to me. She shared, receipts and all of that. And I smiled. The inner circle will transform. If there's anywhere you have seen when you are finished, you just say, no, there's one other place where I went. It now, please bring it on. Bring it on. Challenge us, please. Bring it and bring the things that you have learned. Challenge what we have taught. All right? That is unmatchable. The energy is unmatchable. Trust me. The energy we bring is unmatchable anywhere in the world. Thank you so much for being there. I remember my friend, Celia Kibla. Celia Kibla is a parent coach in the US. I remember her, coming for a mentorship session with me. Celia is a grandma, and then she said, I have, taught in the inner circle. I have seen the systems that you run. There's none like it anywhere in the world. you know. And she said, I've been in parent coaching for so long, so long. But it's something you do. There's a way that you do it. The inner circle is different. Trust me. It is totally all right. Different. So thank you so much for having me, and thank you to Grace Omotoso. Grace is right in the office, and we're going to let her go. Grace has shared an interesting journey, and she said the inner circle in one word is my pavilion of peace. In one word is my pavilion. It's Professor Chris is right there. that says that the inner circle is my divine pavilion. It was Mr. Joseph Adjo that says that inner circle is my life. I have come to realize that this is my life and I'm going to live my life being here because I understand that I have been called to learn from this place. Somebody said the inner circle is fountain, fountain that just gives and just gives. There's so much that the inner circle can be to anyone, and that will be dependent on your experience. All right, we're going to let Grace go because, of course, we are very, I'm sure she needs to get back to work. It's only inner circle parents that understand that you can, people say, 8 o'clock. Are you sure? I say, don't worry. We're very, organized, structured. When you get in, you wake up and listen to it. That's webinar somehow. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much, Grace. I love you. I honor you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for spending your time. Time is spent. Time is a currency. And I understand what time meant. And I do not take you for granted. Thank you so much for joining me. And even with your code, you were here. I really do appreciate you. Please let's send flowers in the comment section for message Grace Omotoso.
Thank you,
Thank you
coach.
so much.
Thank you.
And you have a nice
Thank you.
day. All right, so you just listened to Grace Omotoso share her journey. And her journey is so profound. She has shared it, in different places, different aspects. And she's been able to bring to bear just her own experience. Trust me, it is your experience. It is your experience that matters. It's not another person's experience. Your experience is the most important part on this journey. And nobody can share the experience for you, trust me. Until you get into the inner circle, you will not be, you can't define what it is. It's personal to you. Somebody, a lot of people come and say, what's the hype? What is even happening? Don't worry. Get it? The experience is personal. Nobody can explain it. And there was something that Grace said, she said, I became intentional just in my parenting, right? And every other thing became intentional. Intentionality is a skill you build. And all you need to do is to build it in one. And then you become intentional in all of the things. Consistency is a skill. You want to learn consistency, you build it in one thing. It translates to so many other things that you do. So if it's about structure, the only thing you learn in the inner circle is consistency. Trust me, your life will transform. If the only thing you learn in the inner circle is structure, trust me, your life will transform. If the only thing you learn in the inner circle is how to access peace, trust me, your life will transform. I am so, so grateful to actually have you on board. All right. And it's so important that we recognize that the inner circle is a place for us to learn to change the narrative. I was sharing about a father who had sent me a message yesterday from Ghana. I'm going to read it, and because it was, so heartwarming. He said, "Hello, Coach Wendy. My name is Kwame Bripong. I am husband to Akao Safo. They are Ghanaians. So I must say I'm intrigued with the work you're doing. I joined the Inner Circle Cohort 2024. I'm seeing the work you're doing, and I must confess that you have rekindled my hope for the future of Africa. May you be blessed beyond reason. May you be blessed beyond comparison. May you be blessed beyond your most extreme intentions." And I read it and I said, yes, the hope for Africa is renewed. We can do something. And I believe, if you know me, I love leadership, I love politics. If you leave me, politics will be one of the places that I will play, right? But the truth is, there is no politics with the kind of society we have today. There is no leadership with the kind of homes that we have today. And if we do not change that, everything we're doing. So the problem is not whether it's Buhari or is current president, Tinubu. No, that's not the problem. The problem is the people we're raising. And until we go back to the people we're raising, trust me, everything we do is just going to just, excuse me, keep recycling. And for me, that's the greatest calling of all time. Being able to look at families and change our families. You're called like I am. I tell the person in that circle, you hear the things I hear. Me and you too. Both the two of us, we shall be judged together. On that day, because you heard what I heard. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you for being here. All right, we'll have a class from Inner Circle exclusive webinar. Of course, do not miss it. There is some fire building in the building. You don't want to miss being there. I'm excited today. Somehow, I'm just excited. Oh, by the way, yes, if you're in Lagos, I'm going to be in Lagos over the weekend, teaching at the David Center, all right, at their private conference, coming on over this weekend, all right. It's a short visit. Don't so if you don't get to the event, you might not be able to actually just see me. All right. So the event is a place that you want to be if you are, around that vicinity. Right. Thank you so much for joining me. This session has been very insightful, and all of the things that we've learned from Grace Omotoso. Just know that the inner circle starts in the next 15 days. Only 15 days to go. 15 days to go. In 15 days, and boom, we set the place on fire. The fire of urgency. I can see my big sister in the building, Genevieve Obiero. I see you. That's my older sister. We set the fire rolling. And we're going to have a fire burning. When the Bible says that you put, the wood so that the fire goeth not. The inner circle is a place where woods are put. So the fire goeth not. The fire doesn't go. So you don't see an energy that reduces, no. You see an energy that gets fired up. It's not normal. You can't be consistent for 365 days with the same energy. It's not normal. Ask anywhere. It is not normal. That shows you. Respectfully speaking, I have been called for a generation such as this. And humbly speaking, I am here to tell you that please jump into the ark. All right? Oh, by the way, the others who have gotten, have you seen the new journals? That's a renewal. That's the, have you not, do you not know it? That you shall do a new thing. That's where we are right now. Do you not know it? Do you not know it, place? Do you not know it, place? I personally cannot even wait to use the journals myself. All right? Get ready. You are about to experience what you haven't experienced before. I can be sure. Get ready to move on that train with us. All right, don't book. 15 days is gone. All you need to do is to pay your fee, 100,000 per year, 170,000 for couple. Just pay your fee and just jump in. But I can assure you that by the time you jump in, by the time December is gone, you're going to be asking yourself, okay, is the money finished? Has the training finished? Right? And you now be saying you have 11 months and you have learned this so much in 1 month. Are we talking about the Christmas bundle? So we are rebuilding the Christmas bundle, and it's now called Amazing Christmas Bundle. I was looking at the Christmas bundle. I said, even my daughter will bless me for this Christmas bundle. That's how I felt. I rebuilt it. The whole menu part. There are 14 planners. Yes, 14 planners. And Yadas, you're going to get a 21 days journal for Yadas specifically for the Christmas, amazing Christmas bundle. Just for, all our journals are free for Yadas. That journal for 21 days in Christmas. So every year you're going to have that journal printer. So you have a documented series of your Christmas year in, year out. Hey, you don't want to miss it. All right, Professor Chris II has already named it ACB. All right, amazing Christmas bundle. You finish doing Christmas while in the inner circle, then you will redefine Christmas. It's not about how much you're spending, it's about the intentionality. I can't wait, honestly, to lead you. And I'm so grateful, honored to be part of your journey. And when I say it, I mean it. I go to bed every night, I close my eyes, I remember just one thing. I just sleep. And I thank God for the opportunity to be part of your journey, to be part of the most important thing that that happens in your life. Parent. The biggest job ever. And I do not take that opportunity for granted. I've been called, I've been given a job. So believe you me, I do my job excellently well. So when you call me to hold you accountable you must be. So remember, inner circle will be hypo. Inner circle is an experience. Inner circle is the expectation. The expectation. What it means is you come in, have no expectation. Don't bother about it. Your expectation will not just be met, your expectation of what you didn't expect will be exceeded. That's one thing that I know. Thank you so much for having me today. See you, Circle Parents in the yard at 10. Of course, you guys will come and collect your end of year package from me to you, gladly. All right, who is waiting for that session? Thank you so much for having me. All righty, my name is Wendy Ologi, and I'm the founder the Intentional Parents Academy, and I love to say I am the number one servant that you have at that inner circle program. I am ready to serve you. My team and I are very pleased to serve you. And hey, I am rooting for you sincerely. See you in the yard. If you have not registered already, please don't do the fire brigade. Don't do it on us. I'm begging you, please. Help us. Because I know that the 31st of November, we're going to be swamped. We're already getting swamped. But please register now. Don't wait tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. Just register so that you get on board. All right? So you're sitting pretty and waiting for that day. Prepared. Pen, paper, journal ready. That's how we say it. Pen, paper, journal ready. Thank you so much for being here and see you right in the yard. Have an amazing day. And shout out to all of you, Dr. Celestina Yusuf, Professor Christine Second, Okonkwo Mary, Fejiro Ajo, Rebecca, hello, Senior Yadas of Life, Messi, Onyim, I don't know who else I saw. I saw Neka, Freedom Madu, incoming Yada. I see you. There's some incoming Yadas that I've taken note of already. I see Coach Omolola, the amazing Coach Omolola. I see Adetutu Makinde. I see Cherish. Cherish, yes, I see you. I see Bro Amadi Henry. Bro Amadi Henry, I see you, sir. I see you. I see you. All right, that's called Amadi's husband, yes, I'm sure. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. I am grateful. Have an amazing day and see you right in the air.